the chat where you are joining from, and we will get started momentarily. All right, welcome everyone coming in to the virtual experience today for our Job Club presentation. Again, please let us know in the chat where you're coming from and possibly what industries you're looking at targeting, what you're doing in your job search. We'll get into some of those items in a bit, but we want to welcome everyone that's coming in right now, and we want to get started with our Job Club agenda today. And let's see, the remote's not working. There we go. So welcome everyone. We have a fabulous speaker today. Our own Diana Doggett is going to be speaking on positive employability. Looking forward to that conversation today. We also want to hear about your success stories. And we, again, will have our main speaker presentation. After that, we'll talk about some active job leads that might be out there and give you our partner updates and follow up with the next Job Club topic that we will be having in a couple of weeks. Now, our mission at Job Club is to provide a positive environment for job seekers to network and learn best practices for the job search. And we meet every second and fourth Tuesday of each month. And you can find the schedule of the topics at our website at ukalumni.net/Job Club. A quick introduction to our wonderful Job Club facilitator team. We are so appreciative of this team to bring you Job Club twice a month. My name is Amy Gamblin, and I'm the Associate Director of Alumni Career Services. I am joined by Caroline Francis, who is the Director of Alumni Career Services. We also have Diana Doggett here today, our amazing speaker. She's the Extension Specialist with the UK Cooperative Extension Service. Also Nicole Waite, who is an Employee Specialist with UK STEPS in Temporary Employment. Now, behind the scenes, we also have some wonderful workers who are working and a wonderful team who's helping us out here. Suzanne Smith and Sunny Sayer from the Fayette County Extension Office, as well as Queen Sullivan, Christy Kaufman, and Lindsay Cottle, who are with the UK Alumni Association. So great for a wonderful team to support us here in the background as well. Now, Job Club is currently in hybrid format. So we do have in-person people coming in. We also have people who are joining virtually. We do encourage you, if you are able to come in person, it's a terrific opportunity to meet other people and network with other people and just talk about some job search strategies. We all can learn from each other. So maybe learning job search strategies from other people. We also sometimes have recruiters here in person where you can meet them as well. Now, we also welcome those that do show up virtually. So for those of us joining on Zoom webinar, there is a chat box moderator. So please do pay attention to the chat box. There will be some additional information that you can see there. And Facebook Live, people who are joining virtually, which there is just view only. There's no chat box moderator or a Job Club newsletter for that Facebook Live option. So just FYI there. Now you can receive our free Job Club resource packet on our website for Job Club. It's linked in the newsletter that you will receive after Job Club today. We also highly encourage you to join our LinkedIn group. That information is on the screen or in the chat box here. And many times employers will send Job Club leads that will close before the next Job Club newsletter goes out. So I encourage you to make that part of your regular Job Club search or job search strategy, maybe checking that 2 to 3 times a week to learn of the variety of jobs that are out there. So make that part of your strategy. Now, employers and recruiters are always welcome at Job Club, where they may have a 1-minute spotlight to share active job leads in the group. And I don't know if we have any recruiters online. I don't see anyone here. So we will just make a note of that recruiters, anytime that we have recruiters, feel free to share those job leads that you do have. A few items to please take note of. Please note some people here are conducting a confidential job search. So let's be respectful of privacy for the job search of others in the group. You can check out our job search related articles included in our Job Club reminder emails. And FYI, these recordings, each Job Club that we have, it is recorded, and the power slides will be available to you at ukalumni.net/Job Club. And we want to welcome our first timers here. We are very glad that you're here. Any first timers here in person? Welcome. So glad that you have joined us. And we also welcome the first timers that may be in our virtual experience. So if you are a first timer, do let us know that. Please let us know, and you will receive a follow-up survey later today. And this feedback will place you in our notification system for future programs. So if you are a first timer, we welcome you. Those who've joined many times before, we also welcome you. We're so glad that you're here today. Next, we also like to hear about success stories that you may have had in recent, couple weeks, recent months, currently, what success stories that you might be having. And success stories can mean different things. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've landed a job. It could mean that you've gotten an interview with someone, or maybe you've updated your resume or your LinkedIn profile. So we do love to hear those success stories. Any successes in the audience here in person? Any online, any success stories that you want to share online, please do put that in the chat box so that we can make note of that and celebrate with you, whatever that success is. Of course, we do want to hear from you. If you have received an interview, or if you've gotten a job opportunity, please let us know what your successes are. And you can send us an email at jobclub@uky.edu to share your success stories, or even share it in your chat box right now so we can celebrate that with you. That we are very excited to have our speaker today, our speaker presentation, Diana Doggett. And I want to introduce this wonderful person that I'm so lucky and fortunate to be working with at Job Club. Diana spent much of her career as a UK family and consumer sciences extension agent in Woodford and Fayette counties. She worked with professional, government, business, and volunteer groups to set goals, plan and implement local and statewide health, parenting, and financial programs. Diana is a graduate of the Lexington Central Kentucky and Kentucky Leadership Programs and is a UK Communication Innovation Lab Fellow. She received the NAFCS Southern Region Educator of the Year Award and was recognized as a Bluegrass Community Connector by United Way. In 2013, she co-founded Kentucky Job Club. Diana received a BS and MS from the University of Kentucky, and she is a lifetime member of UK Alumni and the UK College of Cafe Alumni. So welcome, Diana.
Thank you, Amy, for that nice introduction. It's always a pleasure to be here at Job Club, and I hope that you'll benefit from what I have to say today. I want to begin with this quote. I think it's real appropriate. Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Skill is knowing how to do it. And virtue is simply doing it. And that's David Starr Jordan who provided that for us. And I think that sort of sums up what we're going to talk about today. It's the following through, it's the doing it that is going to help you benefit from all that we present at Job Club, and no doubt talking about soft skills. Employer managers claim that the lack of employee soft skills contributes to workplace inefficiency, lack of employment harmony, and personal job unhappiness, which results in an unproductive workplace. So attaining sufficient soft skills enables employees to be more productive and employable for career enhancement. Now, today, we're going to reference these skills as soft skills. However, you will hear a lot of other associated names, such as essential, people, personal, non-technical, and most recently, we're hearing the word or the term power skills. So there's a lot of different ways to name it, but I think the information remains the same. We have 3 objectives, and the first one is to identify how to use empathy, professionalism, and communications to build an effective workplace, relationships, and or for your interviews. Number 2 is to examine how teamwork, problem solving, and time management contribute to a more productive workplace. And number 3 is to demonstrate an understanding of how attitudes, self-confidence, and the abilities to learn and network affect employee success. Research conducted by Harvard University, the Carnegie Foundation, and Stanford Review Center has concluded that 85% of job success comes from having well-developed soft and people skills. And only 15% of job success comes with technical skills, or what we call knowledge or hard skills. Beth Davison, the Workforce Center Director for Kentucky Chamber of Commerce, is quoted as saying, "Kentucky Chamber business members will tell you your time and time again, they say that essential skills or soft skills is the #1 workforce priority. They can trade a technical skill, but if you can't get an employee that will show up, pass a drug screen, and be a team player, there's not much more that you can do." Even though there is a lot of conversation in the business arena about the importance of employee soft skills, often people find it difficult to define these concepts. So what I'd like to do right now is just ask, what do you consider a soft skill? So go onto your chat, into the chat box, and just tell me, what do you think would be a soft skill? I'll give you about a minute to do that. And Amy, if you can see any or you could read off. You have to wait about 4 seconds. It'll be up.
Yes, I'm seeing a lot of great comments here. Communication, empathy, work ethic, adhering to a schedule, being personable and accountable, willingness to adjust, discussing with people of different backgrounds. So being a team player, a lot of great comments coming in through the chat.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel very, very good that there's a perception out there. And then, so as we move forward, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can reinforce those in your life as well, your career, as well as your interviews. Soft skills, as we define it, are the personal attributes that allow us to relate effectively to others. And there are interpersonal, and they can be applied to broad situations for building stronger relationships, which I think we've pointed out in our answers, and making work more productive. I recently read about a CEO that had implemented an unusual and unique test for his applicants. He would personally go to the reception area. He would greet the applicant. introduce himself. Then he would walk them down the hall to a little beverage center and offer them a cold or hot drink. And he would offer it in a non-disposable cup, glassware. Then he would proceed to the interview room, conduct the interview, and the decisive element that was attributed to advancing that candidate, get this, was if that candidate returned the cup or glass to the kitchen. Now, I'm not making any judgment on this interview requisite, but what I do think it points out is that this employer had a very direct way of emphasizing the importance of a soft skill. Soft skills are personality traits and behaviors that will help candidates get hired and succeed in their work and are applicable across industries in any profession. So unlike technical or hard skills, soft skills are interpersonal, and they will help you in the development with your career. So we develop soft skills much the same way that we do our technical skills, and that's through practice. You don't have to be born to be a networker or an empathetic person. You can learn and build and achieve these skills throughout your career. In a recent survey that was conducted by Indeed, 1,000 hiring managers were asked to list what attributes are common to the top performers in their company. And you can see those on the left-hand side of your screen. Problem solving, effective communication skills, self-direction, work ethic, and adaptability and flexibility. Some really, really key soft skills, I think, that we would all agree upon. Different managers would probably rank that list on the right, perhaps in a different hierarchy. Yet we know that they are extremely important to a positive employability. So let's take a look at 10 soft skills for successful employment and their importance to the interview process as well. First, we have emotional intelligence, and that's the ability to recognize and manage our feelings so that they are expressed appropriately. Exercising emotional intelligence helps to create a harmonious and productive relationships, and there are 4 key components. Self-awareness. That is the ability to recognize our own feelings and motivations for what we do. It is vital because it helps us to realize our strengths and our shortcomings. And this knowledge can help us to make better judgments regarding our lives and our careers. For example, someone might share, because of past experiences, in my previous job, I learned I was a perfectionist who struggled to delegate work to others. Really something important for someone to acknowledge. You can become self-aware by asking for constructive criticism, feedback, reflecting on your own experiences, and pursuing your passions. Job Club also recommends that you invest in employment strength assessment that we provide through Alumni Career Services. So you might want to check that out. Social intelligence also includes self-management. And that is the ability to appropriately express or not to express feelings in different situations. Self-management shows that you are able to organize yourself and offer your own ideas to any project. You take notes, you show up on time, you think ahead. It's about helping you be the boss of you, not a team, and certainly not the company. Self-management skills help workers stay productive and autonomous, reducing workplace friction and the need for micromanagement. We see this particular soft skill come to surface with remote work, someone that has this ability. If you have good self-management skills, and you can help your supervisor save time and effort simply because you need minimal supervision and guidance. This ability can help you to be an appealing candidate. And then social awareness and relationship management. These are the final two. And this is recognizing and responding to the feelings and needs of others, as well as the norms of the situation. It requires that you live in the moment, avoiding the clutter in your mind, to practice active listening and observing. For example, you might compliment a colleague if you notice that they are performing well. But conversely, understanding how to communicate in difficult situations is equally important. If you see a team member who isn't performing well, you might find a positive way to encourage them and to ask how that you might support them. When you communicate clearly, listen actively, cooperate, resist inappropriate social pressure, negotiate conflict appropriately, and seek and offer help when needed, you are building success in life and work through emotional intelligence skills. Our second soft skill is professionalism. Professionalism is simply the ability to conduct yourself with responsibility, integrity, accountability, and excellence. And acting with professionalism also means communicating effectively with others and being productive. It involves what may seem to be small acts, such as always reporting to work and appointments on time, being clean and neat, dressing workplace appropriately, speaking clearly and politely to colleagues and customers and clients, striving to meet high standards for one's own work, and caring about every aspect of your job. I'm reminded of a colleague that I worked with, and she eventually became my mentor. And she would say, Diana, be careful. You never know who will someday be your boss. And she exhibited the professionalism at all times to everyone. And sure enough, people that were very laterally ranked with her and me eventually became our supervisors, and it paid great dividends with how we had treated them earlier. The third one is communications. I think that was mentioned in the survey. Plato is accredited with saying, wise men talk because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. In any conversation, active listening and effective questioning will help ensure positive and accurate communication. From a business standpoint, good communication skills are essential to allow others and yourself to understand information accurately and quickly. And in contrast, poor communication skills lead to frequent misunderstandings. This skill will increase the effectiveness of your professional, casual, and even your social interactions. History records that Franklin D. Roosevelt's advice on effective communication as such: be sincere, be brief, and be seated. Now, that may be a little simplistic, but I think we should probably remember that when we think about how we communicate. It's one of the most important employability skills because it's an essential part of almost any job. The first thing that comes to mind when we think about communications, obviously, is verbal. And that's both the spoken and the written words. But the words we speak and write are just one way we communicate. And some studies show that most of our communication takes place through other means. Humans communicate in a variety of ways. Of course, there's verbal, nonverbal, body language, artistic, and even musical. And depending on the job you want, you may have to be competent in several types of communication. But let's discuss verbal for the sake of it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. Did your mother ever say to you, I don't like your tone? Mine did. And she was referring to the combination of those pitches, how I said it, that created a mood. Try these tips for a better tone of voice that's much more agreeable. Try lowering the tone of your voice just a bit. Did you know that smiling warms up your tone? And if you sit up straight and you're actively listening, that also affects your tone. Monitor your inner monologue as well. Negative thinking will seep into the tone of your voice. The pitch. Pitch can most simply be defined as the key of your voice. A high pitch often is interpreted as anxious or upset. A low pitch sounds more serious, nor authoritative. People will pick up on the pitch of your voice and then they react to it. Variation in your voice pitch is important to keep others interested in what you're saying. And finally, speed. The pace at which you speak also has a tremendous effect on your audience. Someone who speaks quickly may have the listener feeling anxious and is harder to understand than someone who is speaking at a more moderate rate. Conversely, someone who speaks very slowly will probably lose the audience before you get very far into your conversation. One way to check your pitch, your tone, and your speed is to record yourself speaking. Now, a lot of us don't like to hear ourselves. We claim that doesn't even sound like us. But think as you listen how you would feel listening to your own voice. Work on speaking the way you would like to be spoken to. It's a really, really big discovery. I encourage you to do that. In 1971, psychologist Albert Mehrabian published a famous study called Silent Messages. In it, he made several conclusions about the way the spoken word is received. And although the study has been misquoted throughout the years, the basic conclusion is that our first impression is based upon 7% of what is verbally said, 38% upon the tone of voice, which we just discussed, and 55% related to body language. So obviously, this study indicated that body language is vital and it's a form of positive or negative communication with others. With that in mind, let's take a look at the messages our body can send. Think for a moment about different types of posture and the messages that they convey. Sitting hunched over typically indicates stress or discomfort. Leaning back when standing or sitting indicates a casual or relaxed demeanor. Standing ramrod straight typically indicates stiffness and anxiety, indifference. Crossed arms and legs often indicates a closed mind. Fidgeting is usually a sign of boredom, or it could mean nervousness. Smiles and frowns speak thousands of words, just as this little girl in the slide is displaying. An raised eyebrow can mean curiosity or disbelief. Chewing one's lips or a pencil, that can indicate you're thinking, or it could be a sign to someone that you're bored, anxious, or nervous. I think we all can relate to those and work on discovering, videoing yourself, seeing what mannerisms that you convey during conversations that with others, and especially during interviews. Number 4 is teamwork. Why do you think this particular soft skill is so difficult to achieve in the workplace? And managers will tell us it is. Even if you work independently, most of the time, inevitably, you must work with others. And building teams that accomplish what needs to be done in the most efficient and accurate manner is what is most challenging. It happens best when you bring together a team and that possesses a diverse set of both hard and soft skills. Teamwork skills such as collaboration can increase your hiring chances because you may be able to help a company reach its goals more effectively. Examples of teamwork in an interview, for instance. I worked on a sales team where we needed to increase our monthly sales. I started a weekly meeting where the team could brainstorm and share our ideas for innovating and finding new sales tactics. I worked with colleagues to put these ideas into a presentation, which we delivered to our managers. And as a result, our ability to communicate effectively was what really made us such a good team. Number 5 is problem solving. Problem solving involves identifying key issues, having a clear understanding of problems, and determining the most effective solutions. For more complex problems, you may need to divide them into smaller parts that are easier to understand and more manageable. You know, a mantra at Job Club is the STAR method. And we use that in lots of different instances. And problem solving is one of those. An example of problem solving using STAR would be S, the situation. On Tuesday, I attended a project update meeting at work. The T, the task, is I was asked to present the profit figures from our latest quarter. A would be the action. I pulled out my laptop, fired up the PowerPoint, and displayed and presented my slideshow. R, the result. Everyone was impressed with our great results. This format can be compressed for quick conversations or expanded for lengthy presentations that will increase your confidence in problem solving. If you're a good problem solver, you can play an important role in troubleshooting issues, which can enable your team to overcome obstacles and solve complex problems. Instead of avoiding problems, this slide offers positive ways to enhance your skill level. And depending on this position you're applying for, you may want to make certain that you have some sub-skills to solve problems effectively, including research, analysis, and decision-making. Moving on, we're at soft skill 6, and that's time management. Where does the time go? Well, managing time is the key to productivity. And taking the time to schedule work tasks, even those of you that work independently, helps you make better use of your time. Instead of doing work piecemeal, as it comes to you, schedule a block of time for groups of related tasks. Scheduling tasks makes them a priority, and multitasking can distract you and lead to errors and miscommunications. Whether you're a job seeker or employed, you can manage distractions such as family, friends, coworkers, interrupting, or by having an open door set of hours. You can manage distracting emails by setting specific time blocks for checking emails. And you can let calls go to voicemail and check them later as well. You have to learn how to manage your time wisely in order to be productive. Time management's linked to reliability makes you more positive employable because it promotes trust between you and your employer. You are a reliable employee if you can consistently complete your task on time, deliver quality work, and make minimal mistakes. And so whether you're applying for a job and when you're applying, highlight the setting of your experience and how you met deadlines and show your commitment to achieving objectives in a timely manner. It's really important to convey that, and it's appreciated so much. Number 7 is attitude and flexibility. Cultivating a positive attitude with strong work ethic is one of the best ways and things you can do for your productivity and your workplace happiness. Why are you working in your job or career? Does your attitude show satisfaction, contentment, excitement, and benefit from your work? If you are not sure what you are working for, it can be difficult and even impossible to fully invest in a project or in developing your skills or to even successfully interview for a position. A positive attitude also includes flexibility to change what we do and how we approach change. Change can be scary, but learning to adapt and flex as needed is an investment worth making. Be willing to look at alternative solutions, new roles, accept the unexpected, and keep your calm in stressful situations. Enjoy what you do and do what you enjoy. Hiring managers want employees who can take an initiative because they are the employees that can do more than they're expected to do. And as a person with initiative, you have a strong drive to succeed and desire to keep improving yourself. Employers consider initiative one of the key employability skills as well. The flexibility and initiative of such employees can push organizations to innovate and to achieve a competitive edge. To demonstrate initiative, take on a job no one else wants. Go above and beyond for a customer. Work extra hours to meet a deadline. Implement a new system to improve a long-standing, painful process. Volunteer to take a lead on a project and join a volunteer organization to make a difference. If you took any or all of these and transferred them into examples on your resume, in your interview, and certainly in the workplace, think about the impact that that would have. Number 8 is self-confidence. Building and showing self-confidence is a key thing you can do for your own success. Demonstrating self-confidence helps to engender trust in you, and it shows that you are skilled and adaptable. Confident people walk their talk by never putting others down and pointing out others' mistakes, not being afraid of being wrong, and willingness to take a stand. Aim to spend at least 90% of their time listening and less than 10% talking. Valuing finding out what is right more than valuing being right. Not seeking the spotlight, and sharing the spotlight with others. Thinking in possibilities instead of obstacles and asking why not. Accepting compliments with a thank you and seek feedback from those that matter. Build a positive image by dressing your best, standing up straight, direct eye contact, and spending time with those who build you up positively. Self-confidence eventually turns into leadership, and that includes all the soft skills and is important at every level. If you are seeking a managerial position, you need to be a good leader to motivate your team members. And you can demonstrate leadership through confidence, competence, and credibility, as well as attending a leadership course, attending a local group, and researching the habits of successful leaders. Number 9, the ability to learn. We never stop learning. No one likes criticism, but the ability to learn from it is key to professional and personal development. You know, it's tempting to defend ourselves when we receive criticism. It's sort of a go-to, but it's vital to resist this. The key is to focus on improvement, not defending ourselves or the reasons why we did the things that are being criticized. When someone offers you feedback or criticism, listen with an open mind. You may not agree with all or any of what your critic has to say, but it's important to hear the person out. Repeat back what you heard the person say and check for understanding. Answer any questions non-defensively and do not interrupt. Listen to understand, not to respond. When you've analyzed the feedback, choose some action items that you could use personally to move forward. Criticism and feedback can sometimes feel extremely personal, even when that is not the intent. If someone gives you feedback, it's important to clear the air and not hold grudges or hurt feelings. Take the time to thank the person for his or her time and for caring enough to give you feedback. This demonstrates not only that you're committed to your own growth, but that you value the relationship of the person who gave you this feedback. Not easy to do, but ultra important. Having strong learning skills means taking a course, researching and adapting new skills related to your profession, and or teaching yourself something entirely new. Good learners are especially desirable to companies that are at the forefront of innovation because they can help transition to new methods and technologies more smoothly. Companies search for candidates with technical skills to help them with the latest technology and stay ahead of competitors. And depending on your job, the technology skills you need and may need vary greatly. If you could grasp technology-related concepts and learn how to use these technologies quickly, you may be more attractive to employees. And then we just are reiterating that your work ethic is the ability to follow through on tasks and duties in a timely, quality manner. We've shared the importance and how it can help you develop a positive relationship with your employee and with colleagues, even when you're still developing technical skills when you're new on the job. Many employers would rather work with someone who has a strong work ethic and is eager to learn than a skilled worker who seems unmotivated. And so we're at number 10, our final soft skill, and it's networking. We emphasize networking so much here at Job Club. The importance cannot be underestimated. Statistically, we can show you that those people who have come and developed a network are going to find employment much faster. Networking helps you create connections with others, which expands your circle of learning and support. Networking is more than meeting people or connecting with them on the internet. It involves building mutually beneficial links that can result in relationships, and it really affects into partnerships. To expand your network, you need to think of terms of what you can offer as well as what you need from others. By offering your talents and expertise toward others' goals, you demonstrate trustworthiness and mutual respect. So when you meet a new person, such as at Job Club, ask about his or her interest. How can you work together to both reach goals for the most impact? Reach out and find people who share interests through Job Club, professional organizations, community civic groups, or personal contacts to build relationships. So how do you network? Although Woody Allen was credited with saying that showing up is 80% of life, it's that final 20% that really makes the difference. And that means it's about how you show up. Networking doesn't work the way most people think that it does. Getting referred or even better, recommended for a job is the ultimate goal, and that is awesome and great. But networking is lifelong through your career. And it's more valuable for the information that you continue to receive as you continue to network. Through networking, you can learn what specific companies are like, what they are hiring for, what skills and experiences the managers there most prize. You focus on what you can learn and not what you can get from your understanding, and you are not more likely, and you will be more likely rather, to find it enjoyable and productive. Here are just a few reminders on how to network productively. Repeat the name. When you're introduced, repeating that name is an acknowledgement that you heard the introduction. Take note of the pecking order. Present a person with lesser status to the higher status and mind titles. Remember names by speaking the name and making mental imagery. Write down as soon as you can. Jot it down. Master the use of business cards and never be without. Take the presentation of your card in this format. When you are asked for one, when you're asked to repeat your name, when someone offers to send you something, or at the end of your conversation. Those are the times that you present a business card. Also, create and know and deliver a great perfected elevator speech. And we emphasize that, we practice that here at Job Club each and every session. Send thank you notes, handwritten, as often as possible to anyone who helps you in any way. Listing some soft skills on your resume can catch the attention of employers. Yet the interview is typically where you'll be able to showcase these skills. And so while you can display some skills, such as good communication during the interview, you may want to consider weaving others into your answers to the interview questions. Your cover letter should include at least one developed relevant soft skill that provides context as to why you're a good fit for the job. And you can do this by explaining how your soft skill aligns with the organization's goals, values, and its mission. During an interview on a resume, you might talk about your soft skills in a number of ways. And if the employer prompts you to provide past productivity examples, think of those that can verify your soft skills and your other strengths. So a summary would sound something like this. Experienced project manager with solving strong community. Whoa, get to start over on this one. Experienced project manager with strong communication, leadership, and problem-solving skills, successfully delivered complex projects on time and within budget for clients in various industries. An achievement goes like this: led a cross-functional team of 10 members to complete a $1.5 million project in 6 months, achieving a 95% customer satisfaction rate and a 20% increase in revenue. A noted evidence received the Employer of the Year award for demonstrating outstanding initiative, creativity, and teamwork by launching a new product line. And finally, just a simple example of utilizing soft skills: solved a major customer complaint by listening empathetically, proposing a win-win solution, and following up until the issue was resolved. You can highlight problem-solving skills when answering questions like, tell me about a time you overcame an obstacle. Think about all the soft skills that you could incorporate into that answer. And finally, for those references that you offer, if asked to, encourage them to emphasize certain soft skills that match the job requirements. That's also an awesome way to share. So in conclusion, having the technical skills and knowledge to successfully execute your job duties is only one part of being the best that you can be at the workplace. In addition to these hard skills, you also need soft skills, people skills, power skills. No matter your position, organization, or industry, you work with people. And taking the time to build effective soft skills could contribute to a more efficient, more harmonious, and more productive workplace, as well as to your own overall job happiness and satisfaction. Don't settle, keep motivated, and create connections for positive employability. Thank you. I hope you can use these, and again, we'll have them recorded for you. Never underestimate the usage of soft job skills. They're important. We saw that in many, many surveys and examples, and we wish you the best as you continue to develop those. Thank you very much.
Diana, if you want to stay there for a moment, I think we have a question.
Okay.
Let's see. I can't find his name in the chat box. If you do have a question, please put it in the chat box here. I did ask the question, what soft skills do you want to work on developing? As you were going through the presentation, Diana, we got some great responses here. Attitude and flexibility and self-confidence were some that popped up. Networking, obviously, were some that popped up. You've got some good kudos coming in. So if you do have a question, please put it in the chat box.
We have one right here, I think we do in the audience.
Diana, were you unmuting me?
What was that one? I don't know what that was. Okay.
You mentioned self-management skills, and I was wondering if you had any tips for improving those.
Okay, self-management, that again is talking about you personally, how you manage. If we want to think in terms of just combining our soft skills, it's how you manage yourself And again, not the company and not other people, and not even the project per se. And that goes back to time management. You know, how efficient are you? You know, some people, they spend a lot of time, and at the end of the day, it's like they don't feel like they've accomplished much. And it's because, again, of that, or they haven't been, allowed themselves to be organized and to come up with a system that keeps them on track. I think multitasking has a lot to do with that. I think we went years thinking, oh, wow, what a talented person who can keep 5 plates spinning at the same time. But for self-management, that's not healthy, and it does lead to less than desirable results in what you're doing. So I think self-management really encompasses looking at all these other soft skills and coming up with ways to enforce them in your life. How do you manage it? How do you manage networking? You know, where is that time allotment that you're allowing for it? It doesn't just happen. You have to plan for it. So I really feel strongly on that one, is that it means that looking at all the other issues or skills that you're expected, that we're telling you will benefit you and enhance you, it's difficult for you to embrace those and to find time to develop them. So self-management is saying, I can't do everything, but I have discovered, and again, sometimes it takes outside parties to help you evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. But when you see those weaknesses, you have to devote some time into developing the skills that'll help you to become stronger in those areas, and you have to self-manage yourself in order to do that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes.
Brandon, if you were there, I believe I've unmuted you. I believe you had a question.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, is there kind of a daily checklist or anything that you do or that we can do to kind of reinforce these soft skills? Because I know that for me, kind of continually working on something kind of helps to reiterate it and really stick it to memory.
Yeah, that's a good question. That it needs to constantly be on your mind. So I think that's the most important thing, that you're the awareness that these are important. You know, it's, what is it? What do we get? 15 seconds for the first impression. That's how important they are. So from the physical attribute, making sure that, again, you're dressing properly, you're taking good care of yourself, and you're doing that in order to accomplish some of the others. But again, I go back to recording your voice, videotaping yourself, just even telling a story or answering a question that you maybe expect in an interview, and looking at your mannerisms. Being aware of that when you're in a group is important. I don't think sometimes we realize what we do, and it's important that you do that. I mean, the checklist, really could go on and on. I feel this thing about teamwork and taking criticism. I mean, how important is that, to have that mindset, to know that I've got to be a person that is willing to listen, to receive, and to respond, and to do that with grace. And that's not easy. That takes practice to do it, but it has such benefit in the long run. There's just, I don't have a per se checklist, but I think when you step back, I would just encourage you to do this. Look at these 10, step back and say, I know I need work in whatever number that you see, and concentrate on those, maybe one at a time, and make sure that you're at least acknowledging them and you're practicing.
We have one more question,
Mhm.
Diana. Lots of great questions coming in. How do you appropriately introduce yourself to someone new at a networking event and then keep the small talk going? And she also asked if there was an example of an elevator pitch. What does that maybe sound like?
Okay, introductions. I mean, that's fairly simple. You just go up to someone and you say, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I see that you are attending the same meeting that I am, and I'm just curious as to why you're here, and I might tell you a little bit about why I'm attending, and go on to explain." And I'm thinking about a job club situation, but if you're attending, another group organization, then you might just enter that conversation with acknowledgement that they're here, and tell a little bit about why you decided to attend, and then you pass the ball back, and say, what brought you here tonight or today? And I think that sort of brings into motion that you're making the first attempt. Again, it's important to say your name. And once they've introduced themselves, to come right back and repeat their name, because you are acknowledging, I heard you, I see who you are, and I'm here to talk to you. And there are a lot of other people around here, but I'm talking to you. And I think one of the things is, sometimes when there's a lot of people around you and it's busy, you might let your eye wander. You might wonder, maybe if I see somebody else, but having that direct eye contact is critically important. Have you ever been around someone who that you feel like they are making you feel like you're the only person in the room? That is a tremendous talent to do that. And it takes a lot of practice to do it. It can't be fake. It has to be genuine interest in the person that you're talking to. And when that comes across, I think the conversation will begin to flow. And, eventually you hopefully will derive that maybe I can help you in this instance with somebody I know, a contact, and you can ask in return, do you know anybody who's hiring in this particular area? Okay. All right.
Thank you. Terrific discussion, terrific presentation. Lots of great learning there in terms of the soft skills. So important, as you're doing your job search strategies, to keeping those soft skills in mind helps you stand out, helps you be competitive in this competitive market. So we appreciate all the comments, all the questions, all the participation, and a wonderful presentation. All right, so for those of you who are in person who do have further questions, we will get to that in our networking time together. Of course, we want to go forward in the closing of our job club talk today and talk about who's hiring. If there are any employers online, I believe I saw one. If you have any job leads that you want to share with us, please raise your hand and we will unmute you there. And Chris, I don't know if you can unmute. Can't see the screen very well from here.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. And Diana, thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. And, the hidden job market is very much alive and well. I think 60 to 80% of jobs are filled before ever being listed or posted. So, keep building and growing those networks and coming to Job Club. But also wanted to say the Kentucky Career Center's Kentucky Career Portal is available for searching jobs, internships, apprenticeships, employers, labor market information, and more. It is National Apprenticeship Week. So If you're not familiar with that, the Kentucky Career Center can help you there as well and find programs around the state to become an apprentice. I also put in our ability site for the U.S. National Labor Exchange. And then any workforce and community partners can always contact me to find more information and free resources to improve positive employment outcomes. And individuals with disabilities can get services through the Kentucky Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, and the Kentucky Career Center serves all Kentuckians regardless of disability. We do have special services for veterans as well. So happy Veterans Day from this past weekend. And if you're a veteran looking for work, please connect there to find your local resources outside of the VA.
Krista, can you repeat who you're with again?
Direct Employers Association.
Direct Employers Association. Yeah. Terrific. Thank you. Other recruiters or employers out there? Remember, you can email your job club leads to jobclub@uky.edu by noon Eastern today, and we'll make sure to include those in our post-meeting job lead list that goes out in our newsletter for the job club community. And we do have an exciting week going on this week. It's called Career Management Week. We had a wonderful presentation yesterday. And tomorrow we have a presentation on From Career Peak to Retirement Dip, Money Alone Won't Save You, with Eric Weigel presenting. On Thursday, we have a presentation from yours truly on how to leverage AI and job search strategy. So that will be Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday at noon, we have a webinar presentation. You can find that link on the chat in the chat box. And Thursday night, we have a Wildcat Women's Networking event at the Campbell House. Again, you can find all of those registrations at ukalumni.net/career events. We hope that you can join us for all of those or one of those presentations. So we look forward to offering that to you. We have extension offices in all 120 counties across Kentucky with lots of great programs and resources for you to explore in the program areas such as 4-H youth development, family and consumer sciences, agricultural and natural resources, and horticultural. So a lot of great different programs for you to get involved at the extension office. We are located in person at Fayette County Extension Office at 1140 Harry Sykes Way, and you can find about all of their current programs at fayette.ca.uky.edu. We also have UK STEPS temporary employment coordinated by Nicole Waite, who is an employment specialist. And I know she'll be sharing some job opportunities going out in that newsletter later today. So look forward to that. So feel free to visit the UK STEPS online. That link is on the screen here and also in the chat box. And so these leads again will be available in your newsletter today. Of course, if you want to some more one-on-one help with UK Alumni Career Services, perhaps you want help in resume writing or interviewing skills, LinkedIn, job search strategies, there are many opportunities for you to get involved for one-on-one coaching services. And so there's information in your packet on how to sign up for that. For those of you online, there's also a link to explore more of these services. So check that out if you're looking to have more one-on-one coaching. Now, our next job club will be on November 28th on the cure for the imposter syndrome, which I think will be a wonderful talk, which will be presented by Kristen LaFontaine, the co-founder and owner of LaFontaine Preparatory School. So you can register for that at ukalumni.net/job club or scan the QR code that's on your screen. Again, I think that's going to be a terrific topic there. Of course, it is time to network for those of you who are in person. One of those soft skills that are so important that Diana mentioned. And for those of you who are online, thank you for staying with us and enjoying this wonderful presentation that Diana gave you today. So for those of you again here, we welcome you to stay and network and let's talk to us about your job search. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.